Every year, usually during our graduation ceremonies, UBC has the honor of bestowing honorary degrees upon individuals who, in the opinion of the university community, have fit the criteria of excellence and eminence in their chosen field. Christina Marchand and Eric Mitchell exemplify these characteristics, and it is our pleasure to grant them an honorary degree. Elder Chris Marchand and Elder Eric Mitchell are life partners, members of the Okanagan Indian Band and of the Okanagan Syilx Nation. They are both survivors, with Elder Chris of the 60s Scoop experience and Elder Eric of the residential school system. Together, their experiences, insight, and determination have enabled them to make pioneering contributions to Indigenous student learning and to cultural-based education practices at UBC Okanagan. And together, they are central contributors to the fulfillment of UBC's commitment to collaborate with Indigenous peoples to address the legacy of colonialism. For more than a decade, they have been particularly influential as co-creators and adjunct professors of cultural safety programs for students in the School of Nursing, and more recently, in the Faculty of Creative and Critical Studies. In this capacity, they have taken significant strides to educate students, faculty members, and staff of the truth of Indigenous stories and of the colonial narrative, and to foster higher levels of shared understanding of where we all stand in our path of reconciliation. As elders and residents at the Aboriginal Center at UBC Okanagan, they also provide comfort and encouragement to Indigenous students through regular and supportive interactions. In more recent times, they have generously extended their reach into the wider community through presentations on cultural safety to teachers and administrators at School District 22 and to members of Trinity United Church in Vernon. We are indeed grateful for the thoughtful presence of Elder Chris and Elder Eric, for their support of Indigenous students, and indeed for their contributions to an essential learning process for all members of the campus community. It is in this spirit that we are pleased to confer upon Elder Christina Elaine Marchand and Elder Eric Stanley Mitchell, together, the degrees of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa. It now gives me great pleasure to ask Dr. Marchand and Dr. Mitchell to say a few words.
President Ono, Chancellor Point, distinguished guests, distinguished members of the UBC community, family, friends, ipis naksiluch nal is lachalacht. I am honored to be asked to address you all today. Firstly, I am humbled to be recognized in this way from this esteemed institution. The knowledge that is shared in the cultural safety program that we do comes from my ancestors, who many have passed on, from the vast knowledge held within the Okanagan Syilx language and culture, from traumatic experiences that I have survived, from the many family, community, and nation losses that I live with, from the mountains, rivers, creeks, and springs that I sat with, from the animals that taught me how to be scalach, from my partner, my children, and grandchildren that still teach me today. The whole being you see here today from the community. I'm not educated very highly. I do have my grade 12, which I struggled to get. I have post-secondary education. I do have a journeyman ticket in carpentry. And that led me to have many, many experiences and learning opportunities to make me who I am today. In terms of the cultural safety that I have provided here at UBCO, I'll start with the question that was asked of me right at the beginning. When asked in 2007 if I had 30 nursing students before me, what would you want them to know before they go out to start their career? As I understand, what do they need to know about Indigenous people to make that first interaction of healthcare a positive one? Well, after 10 years, I had much to say. I commend all the students, all of the faculty that stayed in the circle, in the room, as I shared difficult stories, difficult history, difficult policies of law and government to them. We shared the learning moment. We shared that tension. In closing, I have enjoyed also being part of the Aboriginal programs and services as a elder in residence, where we get to sit with students from all over the country, all over the world actually, to come together as Indigenous Aboriginal people struggling to fit in living and staying and thriving in this institution. And we get together because as Indigenous people, we want to be able to find ourselves in wherever we're at. So in the students coming to see us, after they get to know us, they call us auntie, uncle, grandma, grandpa, and one other thing that I tell them that I can provide. As a storyteller, I also can provide good old Indian humor, because sometimes we need that. In conclusion, I would like to offer my thanks to the nominators, to the Okanagan Senate, to President Ono, to Chancellor Point, for this honorary Doctor of Laws degree.
Well, it's been quite a journey since 2008, when my partner and I got on board with UBCO in writing the first curriculum and joined the curriculum working group. They first asked Eric to join in writing the curriculum. And then as I sat behind the scenes about 3 or 4 times, I asked the group if I could say a few words. And long story short, they must have liked what I said, invited me to be a part of the writing curriculum group. And here I am. It was quite an amazing experience to be amongst university students from all walks of life, a very diverse group of people. So as time went on, I got more comfortable in the work that we do, and started to better understand the meaning of cultural safety, realizing that only we as patients, you know, in the world of health, only we as patients can say whether we're safe as opposed to unsafe. And so the work became more and more dear to my heart. So I want to thank you for recognizing and acknowledging our work here at UBCO once again. I never dreamed that I would be sitting in a classroom with university students and scholars as a co-facilitator of cultural safety. And yes, took that moment to ask a question. So in all of that, I would like to say to the students, you have taken the first step towards your future. University education can pave the way to reaching your goals. Ask a lot of questions, share your thoughts and ideas, be creative, be positive, be kind to yourself and others, be patient with yourself and others. You are not alone. Be a positive role model for those who are near and dear to you, for you never know who may choose to follow in your footsteps.